Alright, hello friends. So, I finally got the whole system set up on the truck to record some videos here. And the very first video that I wish to record behind the wheel is how not to fall asleep behind the wheel. This is of course a very important subject for all of you who drive. And I would like to begin this story with the problem that I encountered. So I swim regularly in the winter. For those of you who do not know me, check out all my YouTube videos about winter swimming on my channel. But even aside from winter, in the summer here in the Atlantic Canada, when I swim in the ocean, I usually swim for a long time, up to 2 hours, and I get quite cold. And after this serious physical exertion, especially in the cold, especially in the open air, when I get to this truck or any other vehicle, I would always have the heater blasted. And it would be nice, warm and comfy. And I would feel that I am slowly beginning to fall asleep behind the wheel. And that is of course dangerous. So I wanted to really solve this problem. And I solved it with the following technique that I'm going to show to all of you right now, because many of you asked me to get to the point, Dmitry. And for those of you who like to listen to my rants, you can listen to the end where I will explain why it works. So here is the technique, and I wish to add something before I show you the technique, is that I do not wish to use coffee or some energy drinks, because they are not that good for you, and also they may not always be available to you. So here is the technique. It's very, very simple. It's hard to call it a technique. And it goes something like this. Essentially what you do is, as you're driving, you begin to fall asleep, you start feeling sleepy, you flex your legs, then you flex your abs, and then you flex your arms. And you hold it like this. Hold it, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, for about that time. And then you relax. Now, as you relax, you will then start feeling that you're falling asleep again, because as soon as you flex your muscles, especially in this cyclical wave-like motion from the bottom up, legs, abs, arms, you will right away become awake. You will feel it. And then as soon as you relax, you're starting to fall asleep again. So this technique requires you, as long as you are driving and as long as you're feeling sleepy, to basically do this wave-like flexing motion. Legs, abs, and then arms. And you hold it, relax, hold it, relax. So you're essentially training your stoicism, you're training your muscles as you do this technique, so it's good for you, and above all, you will not crash. Try. Now, next part of this video is to explain why it works. And it works for the following reason. So when I encountered this problem, falling asleep behind the wheel, especially when you had a decent amount of sleep, so you're not sleep deprived, then I want to understand why people fall asleep in general, not just behind the wheel, but why do you fall asleep when you go to bed? And what I discovered is, essentially, for you to fall asleep, your blood pressure has to drop. That's why people with high blood pressure, they can't really fall asleep very well, and they have problems falling asleep. So blood pressure has to drop. That very well resonated with me, because after serious exercising or some sort of a physical exertion, you get to this nice, warm, kind of relaxing atmosphere as inside of a vehicle, and your body believes that it's time to rest, and it drops the blood pressure, and you start to fall asleep. Now, this technique will work even if you are sleep deprived. I tried it. But that is the first thing that I realized. So I understood that you need to increase the blood pressure and make sure that the blood is flowing to the brain. And then at this point, I remembered something that I think I saw somewhere, I learned it a while back, and it's a technique Essentially, this entire technique I stole from fighter pilots. And what fighter pilots do is that when they make some sort of a sharp maneuver in their fighter jets, they experience tremendous G-force on their body. And what G-force does is that it sucks essentially all your blood from the top of your head, from the brain into the feet. That's the G-force. And if that happens to a fighter pilot and he does nothing, he will just pass out, plane crashes. Bad situation. So the way they countered it was by developing a suit that essentially, as soon as the plane goes into some sort of a sharp maneuver, the suit detects it and it tightens around the legs and around the core. I don't know actually 100% where it tightens, but other than the legs. For the legs, they have to tighten for sure, and then basically tightens and does not allow the blood of a fighter pilot to drain from their brain towards their feet. So the blood is in the brain, they are awake, they don't pass out. On top of this, they are actually trained to flex their legs, because legs are our massive pumps in the body. So aside from the suit, they also flex their legs, and thus all that in combination allows them to stay sharp during very serious maneuvers where they experience a massive G-force. So I put all this together naturally and developed this technique, because the principle is the same. Make sure that the blood stays in the brain. And I've tested it on many occasions, and the technique works. So again, legs, abs, arms, flex, relax, and that's what you're doing. And this will keep you safe on the road. Thank you very much, and take care.